Hello, I'm Thomas. I'm a software engineer at GitLab, and I am the maintainer of GitLab VS Code extension. Today, I want to show you a proof of concept of how we could bring code quality data into VS Code. So, code quality it's a feature of GitLab that allows you to run different code climate and analyst plugins and generate reports about the quality of your code base. And then if you have got ultimate subscription, you will see in your diff view, for example, where are issues with the new merge request quality. Now, we wanted to have a look in GitLab VS Code extension. How could we bring these reports and data into VS Code? So let's have a look. I created a code quality job. That's a part of the core GitLab. You can always include this code quality task, have a look, or a job, have a look at the documentation, how to do it, and then you will, this job generates a code quality report JSON for you. I took that report and in my proof of concept, I added it into settings, just hard-coded pretty much the path to the report and let the extension proof of concept work with it. If you have a look at the report, it's an array of errors that have roughly this format. You can see that there is a position where what file it is and what lines in that file have that error. You see some description of the error, and I want to show you one way how to display the data, because we've got two options. We can either show the errors as in the merge request review, so you would see them in a diff same way as you see them in the web interface. And the other option is that we will just enrich the normal editor same way as we would enrich it with ESLint results or any other linter. And that's what I want to show you. So I've already got the settings in place. Somewhere in my downloads folder there is the report. And now I can run the command that's called process code quality that will take that JSON and turns it into VS Code errors. And so you see that this tree lit up as a Christmas tree, and you see all the files that have errors in them. Some of the errors are massive because they are complexity errors. This says that we should have less lines, 25 instead of 29, and then that highlights the whole block. And some of the errors are smaller, like if we are just highlighting fix me, it's one line highlighted. And you see that it immediately highlighted the whole file tree and it populated this problems output panel. Now, with this is the whole proof of concept, and I found several issues that I would like to show that we will have to resolve before we will be able to implement this in the extension. The general problem is that it causes too much noise. You see that it highlights whole blocks of code, which is very different from when you have a problem with normal code. I'll try to find the issue somewhere in our code. It's so hard to find issue in our code base. Anyway, here the screenshot shows it. You see that it's very precise how VS Code usually reports errors. But if we would just take the code quality reports as we've got them, they would highlight whole files. So that was one problem. The other one is that the reports might get out of date. And what does that mean is the VS Code is really good. I'll find some small error here, update pipeline. VS Code is really good at keeping track. Once you highlighted that this particular line has an error, VS Code will just follow that line no matter what new lines you introduce. But the problem is that if we introduce new lines, and I'm going to say process code quality again, so this went through the process of creating new errors again, you see that it highlighted a wrong block of the code. Here it says that the update pipeline item issue, the function has an issue, but it highlights hide all items function because the process doesn't have any way of knowing that user already introduced new lines. If we wanted to go with highlighting errors in the normal view, we would maybe have to omit files that already have changes in them. So have a look, this file changed since the code quality data was generated. We can't add the code quality errors in that file because they would be offset by the changed lines. And those are the two main issues. It would be much easier to put the data in the diff. I'll just show there is on the issue that I'll link, there is a video where you can see how we would show the data in diff view. And with that, I think that I'm gonna, one last thing I wanted to mention, this whole proof of concept is just based on the report JSON. The problem with it is that it just reports all the errors in the repository, and there is no diffs made. So you can't see, this merge request only introduced new errors. You can have that feature in the web interface already. It's an ultimate feature, but right now the proof of concept doesn't have any way, or the extension doesn't have any way of knowing that there is no API exposed for the extension that could get it. So if you want to go with only showing the new errors on the merge request diff, we need to expose them through API. And that's it for today. See you next time.